hello, and welcome to the Get Out Gaming Plus podcast, your weekly podcast where we talk about all things nerdy, such as anime, video games, movies, a lot of that kind of stuff. Honestly, just stuff that we really like. Honestly, again, every time I I describe this podcast to people, it's like, "What is your podcast about?" Oh, it's about like video games, but it's also really just about what Ben and I like to talk about. And this is like a good excuse to have those conversations. And we're like, why don't we just record this? Like that's kind of how it is now.
Absolutely.
Like sometimes when we're talking just like on our own, it's just um let's just why aren't we recording this right now? This would make perfect content. But anyway, I just realized I introduced Ben. That's Ben. I'm Alex, and today we have a fun show for you today. Kind of light on news, to be honest. We're gonna talk about some Harry Potter video game news. I don't know why I said video game. I'll tell you what. And then some Dragon Ball in Fortnite. So we're gonna talk about that. And then just some other fun stuff. Because again, this is Get At Gaming Plus podcast, where we just talk about all the fun stuff that we like to talk about. If you are new here and you are listening on one of your favorite podcast services, I would like you to stop listening to the podcast right now and go to youtube.com/getatgaming and go and find us there and subscribe. And hey, reverse people, reverse flashes over there. If you're on YouTube, go ahead and do the same, but on the other stuff. Go ahead and go to Spotify. Go to Apple Podcasts, iTunes. We're on Amazon. We're on like weird stuff that is just like, oh, not many people are on these things. How did we get on here? I don't know. But I guess that just means that they really like us, right? They like us. Or we just got lucky.
It's so funny that, like, go on a tangent, it was like out of the blue, we had got an email because I had heard that Amazon was going to beef up their music with podcasts. And we have been podcasting for a little while. And I said, hey, Alex, we just got an invite for that. And I was like, I didn't think anything of it. I filled out the information. And then, bam, we were on there. And it was kind of shocking because I had no idea that we would be on there. And then I pulled it up and I'm like, holy crap, that's my podcast on Amazon. So that's like a big deal, I would say, in our book.
Yeah, I think so as well, especially because we got on there super early, a lot earlier than other people did. But again, we just like to talk about all the fun stuff that we like to talk about. And at the beginning of the shows, we generally like to talk about what we've been playing or something called our hidden trophies, where we just brag and try to justify things that we bought throughout the week and just say like it's okay because then I have something to show on the show. It's not wasting money. So I'm gonna make Ben go first. Ben, you have any hidden trophies for us?
Well, I wouldn't say that anything I buy is a hidden trophy. Because usually Alex is like, why the hell did you buy that like last week? I still have not opened that game. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. But as I was out trying to complete a special edition I had that my wife made me sell, I was at a local disc replay and they had this gem, Goosebumps Dead of Night. It is a 3-dimensional, like you gotta hide, you gotta do stuff, puzzles with the voice of Jack Black. And I will tell you that I had this before and I got rid of it. But this game is really fun. You know, definitely like a whole bunch of jump scares. Like it follows the movie a little bit. But yeah, it's a good game. And then the big thing was, and me and Alex were both laughing about this, is I started playing Minecraft again on the PC.
Wow.
And I've been playing survival mode with nothing.
So I've been playing Minecraft on the Xbox actually because it's included with Game Pass. So I've been playing survival mode. I just randomly turned it on. I installed it on my Xbox like on Saturday. I was like, let's go. This is my third world that I've done, but I've actually like found stuff. So like I have a bed, I have a save point. I'm ready for this, man. Are we gonna like play Minecraft together? Like,
We can.
yeah,
I was what was I doing? Well, I started off. They put me in the forest
yeah,
when they started me off, and there was a giant mountain. So obviously, playing survival, you have to get somewhere safe before nightfall.
mm-hmm.
You know, and so I legitimately built inside the mountain like my home,
That's what I do.
and I haven't spent the whole time when at night just cleaning it up, moving more out. So it's gonna be pretty big in there, but it's gonna be safe from when like you know creepers and zombies and spiders
Yeah,
come out at night. But I have nothing legitimately. I just got a crafting table,
okay,
and so um, I'll be able to make a pickaxe. Then I'll be able to make an axe. You got to move yourself up from that.
yeah,
But I remember when they came out, and you had to pay like a fee, and you'd get the game. It was in beta mode,
yeah.
but
It's
when it
like
came out,
$15-$20. That's when I
yeah,
bought it.
and so I bought it. So my copy is still good, even though they got sold to Microsoft.
Yeah, I have to do something still with that. I have to like switch it over or something. I never did that.
We switched it over because my son plays a lot of Minecraft. Um, Even my 16-year-old literally will boot it up every now and then. But he'll go back and forth where he doesn't play it, and now he's back into playing it again. Uh, he's building. What was he building? He likes to build our house, so he'll build our house there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, my initial thing that I like to do is build a very large house,
Mm-hmm.
and then at night fend off all the creatures and stuff like that, which is fun. Uh, but yeah, like so. I just thought it was so crazy that I booted it back up again, and I originally showed it to them when they were little. So they're actually showing it to my other kids
Yeah,
now, and so
that game came out in like 2010, 2011, like the beta. So yeah, it's pretty old.
it's crazy looking at my PC running now because back then that was the only game that my PC could run. You
Mm-hmm.
know, was that? And to be honest, it this PC now because of the new rendering and stuff, it looks great.
Mm-hmm.
It runs great. But yeah, it for me it's like a peaceful game.
Yeah.
You
Um,
literally nothing. You do nothing. Kind of like Animal Crossing.
yeah, for sure. I just wanted to do something randomly on Saturday. I decided to pick mine up and just start playing it, and I watched or I listened to podcasts while doing it, and it was just very relaxing. Um, and it was fun. Like I didn't really feel like doing much that day, so I was just like, yeah, let's do this instead. And I mean, 3 hours go by, but like it's still like very good. It's
Yeah,
a great game. Like I mean, it's Legos, but as a video game and more complex than Legos. Even like it's more like Lego robotics video games because like you use all like the redstone and all that kind of stuff.
which I think is even crazier. Watching my son do these things
Yeah.
in the game, it's crazy all the stuff he does.
Mm-hmm.
There's so much stuff he does in there, and I'm like, how did you do that? I think what really started it was I was on TikTok. I use TikTok before I go to bed. Like
Sam, you're not supposed
90,
to.
yeah,
It yells at you if you keep scrolling. It's like, hey, you've been scrolling for too long. You should stop.
yeah. But I saw a TikToker that built the entire city of Quahog in Minecraft. I don't even want to know how long it took
Too
because I've
long.
seen people build like Harry Potter in there and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But he built the entire city of Quahog, and there's like people living in the houses. So like Joe Swanson's house is there, and there's people there.
That's
they
awesome.
across the street, next door to and the other side is Quagmire.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Everything down to the school to the bar that Peter goes to.
Yeah, the drunken clam.
like legitimately, like somebody, I don't know how you could get all this, but they had everything. It's
So
mind-boggling.
I'm sure it's really impressive, but a thing that I think would be really hilarious is if Cleveland's house, it's broken and you just see like a shattered tub.
Yes, yes.
Just from that now.
I wonder what his insurance looks like. Oh, Cleveland.
I know because I remember there was one episode where he was just like, uh, I gotta stop taking my baths during Peter shenanigans.
Well, I when we have a segment we're going to talk about things we've been rewatching. I started to rewatch Family Guy.
Ooh, Death Has a Shadow, or I think that's the first episode. Um, yeah, Family Guy's honestly, I haven't watched it in a long time, so I don't know how much of it will like still be good necessarily. Like it'll still probably be funny. But I remember liking the first season a lot, especially now, like in
Yeah.
my age.
Oh, it's definitely not PC now.
Oh,
It
definitely.
I started watching it. I'm on season 4 right now, and there's a lot of seasons. It's not like Simpsons, but there's a lot.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
and then I
Season
also,
4 is where like it came back and it's different.
yeah. Well, then I also started watching the Orville, which I don't know why I
Oh,
would like it. Like I don't like Star Trek. Sorry, when the
but
Star.
it's Seth MacFarlane.
It's weird because it is almost like a serious tone, but it has those Family Guy jokes all day long in there.
Well, like the whole pitch of that originally was like, all right, we're doing Star Trek, and so it acts like really like or like but no, we're doing Family Guy Star Trek. So then like the first season or first few episodes are very Family Guy meets Star Trek, and then later down the line, supposedly it gets very Star Trek, and because like they couldn't pitch just a Star Trek show back then, so um yeah, that's what they ended up doing is just Seth
Well,
MacFarlane just
they
bamboozled a whole network.
they got a fourth season on Hulu
Yeah.
and Disney. So, and I will tell you right now that Seth MacFarlane's been very vocal about getting off Fox.
Oh yeah.
So I am waiting for the day that we have Family Guy on Disney Plus and we have exclusive episodes on Hulu, and see which ones they do or do not play. There's a couple
Yeah.
episodes. Um, yeah, but went on a huge tangent there. Alex, what do you have?
Well, besides, I guess we'll go first. Yeah, besides Minecraft, I streamed once last week on Saturday, and I played more Kingdom Hearts, Final Mix, Zero EXP or EXP Zero, depending on how I wrote it. And I'm at Hollow Bastion, and I beat Riku like the first time you meet Riku there, and he's like fighting you, and Donald and Goofy are like, "Oh wait, we're your friends. We're gonna help you." And it's like, "Why did you guys leave me with Beast? You guys are jerks." Um, but anyway, yeah, it took a while to beat that. I like learn like his patterns, and then once he jumps, then I could like do a 3-hit combo, and then I run away. So it was like a very much like waiting. Um, so I did that, and then I got to Maleficent, and I beat Maleficent. Now I'm stuck on Maleficent Dragon because Maleficent Dragon is awful.
Oh yeah, it's ridiculous.
And I'm even trying to do like the spam thing that people do, which is like uh the way to cheese it for like speedrunners and stuff is to cast stop, and then do do gravity on it, and then you just do stop gravity, because gravity is like the most broken spell in that game, and I don't have enough MP to do it. And so I like tried to like I have a whole lot of items left, so I want to kind of like save stuff for later. But I just like tested it out. I was like, all right, I'll use all my regular ethers, and then Maybe have like a mega one here or mega elixir here just in case. I still just can't do it. So I have to figure out like how to fight this thing. I need to figure out if even this is doing anything, to be honest. Like, I don't know how well gravity is actually working. Like, I don't know if I need a better gravity, like if I can try to find that somewhere, if I'm able to get that. Because I might have to do Hercules stuff, and I don't want to do that because it's not required. And it's just a lot of hard work there because I'm not gaining any EXP. So like, what's the point of fighting all those people? Um, but yeah, it's a fun game. I have stuff today that came in the mail yesterday. Um, some cool stuff. Two things. Hopefully they don't fall out. So the first thing I have for the audio listeners is Dot Hack Link. This is a PSP game, collector's edition. It comes with the PSP game complete in box, and then it also comes with this thing called Dot Hack Historical Disc. And so it has I don't know what's actually on it. Like it just looks like it just goes through everything Dot Hack. So like it has Sign, Liminality, which are those OVAs that are with the original Dot Hack, Legend of Twilight, which they call Legend of the Fabled Dot Hackers. Who knew? Dot Hack Roots, GU, and then that's all that was out at this point because this game like does a lot with every canon and just kind of like brings it to a close supposedly. And supposedly a lot of people really like the story, but hated the gameplay so much that we never got it here. So that's the story on that. And then the other thing, I need to move the Obi for this one because there's a lot. I got this Dot Hack Versus collector's edition here. Also has like the OB thing for it, so like this can come off. But basically, this is a movie and a fighting game as well, so that's why it's called hybrid. So on the Blu-ray, like it has a movie, and I watched that recently, subtitled in a way, because it's not officially subtitled anywhere. And so it comes with stuff here. It has a really cool box art stuff of like Dot Hack and just all the different characters and stuff like that. I haven't opened these up yet because I don't know what's actually. It hasn't been opened before, so I don't want to be the one yet. Well, it might have been open before. It doesn't look like it's been open. But like there are these big art cards. It looks.
Oh, those are nice.
And so these are like this is the cover of the first game, first original Dot Hack. So I would assume it's just covers of all the games. There is there's a lot of stuff in here. There's this Dot Hack Versus. It just looks like it's just like character design stuff for the movie, and yeah, it's just all the movie stuff since the movie was all CG. And then besides that, there's also this, which is in there, which is a big book, which is just storyboards for that movie, like a lot of storyboards. So the movie was honestly not super great. So I don't know, having the storyboards and all this stuff, it's not. I don't know. It's cool to have, I guess, but I'm not enthralled and super happy to have it. And then the final stuff in here, it also comes with the game thing itself, um, which comes with its own little instruction booklet thing. So too many things.
Did you get this from Whatnot?
Yeah, I got it from my normal guy who like orders me stuff. I asked him to get these like month and a half to 2 months ago, and these are in pristine condition.
Yeah, I was gonna say those look great.
So yeah, shout out to Game Fox. Yeah, this comes with a DVD called Extension Disc, and then it comes with the Blu-ray that has the game and the movie on it. The game and the movie are PS3, so I should be able to play it on my PS3 since the PS3 is not region locked. So yeah, I should be able to do it. I would hope so. If not, I'm gonna be sad. But yeah, that's my dot hack stuff. I have a little shelf going on in the back too. Like you can't see it here because this is my green screen, but yeah, I just have a shelf of just like all my dot hack stuff, just all stacked in a row, and it's getting bigger. Um, as far as I can tell, I have almost everything. Um, oh, I have all of the games in one way or another, um, physically. Like I don't have the GU games separately anymore. I have like one of them for Japanese. Um, but like yeah, I'm not missing any of the games anymore, or any of the
It's really
movie
cool.
stuff anymore. So I'm really just missing books and stuff, and there are so many different books, and not all of them got translated here. So like, it's not worth it to. Like if I find them, cool, but it's not worth it to go hunting for that stuff. But
Yeah, I can only imagine how many books there were. It's like that.
yeah,
I guess it's like an astronomical amount.
yeah, because like it was a multimedia franchise for a bit, and it tried to really just be that at its start. So, um, yeah, there's just a ton of stuff for it, which is really cool. Um, but yeah, the unfortunate part is that both of these things are Japanese, so I don't know Japanese still. So we'll, we'll see. We'll see when that happens, right? Maybe just someday. Maybe one of these days we'll get some AR goggles or something where I can just like read and it's just in English for me. Like
It's only a matter of time, Alex.
I use Google Lens occasionally with my phone for translation, and it gets it pretty good a lot of the times. It's just the problem is I have to refresh it each time and use my phone. So I'm holding my phone and a game system or whatever. So like if I just had this like built into my glasses, like how Google Glass was supposed to be, like this would be a lot better. Or I could just learn a language and be enriched and all that within learning a new language, but nah, it takes too much time. But anyway, yeah, that's all I've really been doing. Um, but yeah, we our first news story isn't really a news story. We kind of just wanted to talk a bit because there isn't really much news, and we well actually, thinking on the fly right now. Do you want to move that to the end?
Yeah, because I know three things specifically, and I'm gonna do my best not to do spoilers.
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna on the fly. We'll do it live. We're gonna do that at the end. So just kidding, we're not doing that. Right now, what we're gonna be doing is switching over gears here, and going. This man, this stuff isn't even formatted. Man, we're bad at our job.
Where
Let's do this. Okay, so first news story now is Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball Fortnite. You can play as Bulma from Super for some reason. You can play as Goku and Vegeta and Beerus. I don't
yeah, I
know
saw
why. This is weird. Like I understand Goku Vegeta. Bulma's a little bit of a weird pull, but then Beerus is just like out of nowhere. It's like why
the
Beerus the Destroyer?
um I don't play Fortnite, and I still to this day laugh when we see these big huge events they're doing.
Yeah.
Night was legitimately like a test to show off, you know, Epic's
Mm-hmm.
new model. And when I saw it, the first time it was like a defense building game. So at night, zombies and
Yep.
creatures would come, and you have to defend your areas. And it's turned into as big as what it has. I know people are knocking on Fortnite, but you know what? That's awesome. They were able to do this.
Mm-hmm.
They've had big enough events where they've shown screenings of like clips from Star Wars. They do Marvel. Every time there's a new Marvel film, they've got an event where you can play as those characters.
Yeah.
If people knock it, it's like, oh, it's a kid's game. They even changed it so there's no more wall building. It's legitimately a shooter now. But here's what cracks me up is like they look pretty good. There's a scene where they're by the pool. It looks like, yeah, that scene that's they're in the pool area, and they've got a big TV and they've got Vegeta there.
Yeah,
Which
it's like you're watching like a movie. Like they might be watching Super, like the show or a movie or something.
I mean, do you remember a little while ago when Marshmello did a concert
Yeah.
in the universe?
Yeah.
Uh, God rest his soul. GCJ did one, or
Mm-hmm.
GC Juice, whatever his name was. Uh, I think other. I know people play Call of Duty are like, oh, it's not like Call of Duty, but you know what? Whatever it is they're doing right because that
Yeah.
is awesome. Like, um, I when they do the Star Wars stuff, they literally do what's in Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
Andor coming out, they will probably do like characters from Andor, you know, or with She-Hulk, they may do a She-Hulk whenever She-Hulk comes. You never know.
Yeah, like it's really cool to see here. So some of the things that you get are the power pole pickaxe. You get Kame Senin's staff. So I would assume that's Master Roshi's staff, probably like his little thing. Um, you get the Nimbus Cloud as a glider. You get the Space Pod glider, so like the things that the Saiyans and stuff come through. You get a charging emote, a fusion emote, boosting key emote. You also like it looks like you just get Shenron and you just get to like he's a glider. You just get to ride on Shenron. I really like this. Because you can't fly and stuff, I think it's cool how like you could give Goku his power pole and then he's on the Nimbus. So he's like late Dragon Ball, early Dragon Ball Z where he can't fly. And it's just like this is really cool. This is a really cool thing. And it's cell shaded and stuff too. And
And
like
they've got that Tommy's Palace there, you
yeah,
know,
exactly.
because
Like
Mr. Peepo's there.
yeah, like there's so much stuff here. You can like this is like his house it looks. Because that looks like Goku's house where like the river is and all that capsule corp thing. Like yeah, and there's just some people. Oh yeah, and then
I
you can
mean,
also do a Kamehameha wave as like an as a weapon.
I will tell you again and again, I don't play Fortnite. It's not my thing. But the amount of stuff that they get and the licensing that they get of people is absurd. And it's not just like, and this proves everyone's like, oh, it's just Disney. This is not a Disney property. So
Mm-hmm.
they've done they've done a ton of stuff, and I'm pretty sure at one point they had Spider-Man in Fortnite as well, didn't they?
Yeah, you can swing around and do stuff. Yeah, there's a lot of Marvel stuff, but
Which
um, yeah,
that's a that's a Sony property
yeah,
too.
exactly. Um, but yeah, this happens August 30th. Um, so keep it on the lookout for that stuff.
We'll be playing Saints Row and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Sorry.
See how it is. Actually, it looks like for non-competitive play, Dragon Ball Adventure Island is out on the 19th. So like that's where Kami's palace is, Goku's house, the Room of Spirit and Time. So like the hyperbolic time chamber, I guess. Why would you call it Room of Spirit and Time? Unless that's maybe like the Japanese name. Um there'll be an optional player versus player Tenkaichi Budokai Arena. That's awesome. Okay. Man, this might have sold me on Fortnite. Like, I don't know. Like, I played Fortnite before. I played it when like it was very early on, and I played with my sisters, and it's a good game. It's pretty fun. It's a lot better when you're playing it with people, in duos or whatever, and with someone who you trust, not just randos or whatever. Um, but I didn't really understand the building stuff, but you don't have to do building anymore. So doing this with not building, like this could be fun. Although we do have that Dragon Ball game here, that like Friday the 13th type Dragon Ball game coming out here soon anyway. Like that's like what 2 months away or something.
Yeah.
So
I think it's in October, right?
yeah, I think so. So yeah, that's Dragon Ball. Keep your eyes out on keep your eyes peeled for Dragon Ball on Fortnite. Go play Fortnite if you like it. If you don't like it, be nice to people who like it, please. Don't be jerks. Um the next thing we have here is Hogwarts Legacy randomly got a new release date for February 2023. Their Twitter says as follow: Hogwarts Legacy will launch on February 10th, 2023 for PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. Nintendo Switch launch date will be revealed soon. The team is excited for you to play, but we need a little more time to deliver the best possible game experience. Okay, so oh boy. So don't buy this game on Switch, is what this tells me.
Oh no.
Because it's not going to run right, and they have to work on it after launch. Um, this opened up the link for some reason. The relentless. Let's see.
I mean, I will say this, and I know we talked about this earlier when you were like, "This, this is not good,"
Mm-hmm.
but I'm pulling up some of the game footage from the last thing,
Mm-hmm.
and it looks really good. My wife, that is not a gamer, I repeat, not a gamer, loved this, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, we can go to all these places." There was a sorting hat. They were walking through the different houses.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and she was, I'd explained to him like, this is not Harry Potter time. This is like, I think they said like what,
100.
1,000 or 100
Oh,
years. It
oh
was
yeah,
100
maybe. I
more.
don't know. I forget how many years. I know it wasn't like too far in the past, but it wasn't. Yeah, I forget how far it was, but yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see. But it's also kind of cool how like Hogwarts doesn't really change. Like it still looks like our Hogwarts basically. Um, but yeah, I'm more scared for this game more than ever now. I don't think it's gonna be good when it comes out. I think it's gonna be cyberpunk levels potentially. Um, like yeah, there's a lot of things that are hurting this game right now, and one of
But you,
those is obviously J.K. Rowling herself. Even if she isn't involved with it, like there's still that press of hey, she created Harry Potter and all this other stuff. But then also, yeah, just having to do this so soon after just getting a release date. Because we got the release date like what 2 months ago,
yeah, I think it was in June when they did their,
E3 thing.
yeah, and they were like, hey, by the way, there's this, and I just watched like the trailer they showed. It's holiday this year, which means um, there's going to be less games this holiday. When Alex and I were talking, this was my holiday game. I was
Yeah.
going to get it. I was going to play the crap out of it during Christmas. Also, I've thought about this, Alex. You need to buy this game as well so we can play together. My name is going to be Sir Peter Griffin, and you could be either Quagmire or Joe or um,
I could do a mean Joe. Peter, Peter, come over here, Peter. There we go.
I think we should do that. We get two more people, we'd have all four.
Oh yeah.
I think I love the look of this game. I think it's really cool. It immerses you in Harry Potter world. I hope it is a good game. Now, if you remember, this group that does this, they've only done like cell phone games, I think, right? If we remember.
If I remember correctly, yeah, they haven't really done much at all. So it's just kind of scary just to see like they're here, they're making a big old game, and like, why don't you outsource this to someone who actually knows how to make games, please? Just in case.
I mean, the only bad thing is if this game is awful, right? Like Cyberpunk level, it will ruin any chances for any more Harry Potter games.
Yep.
It will just be ruined. I've always said that if a game needs more time, yes. I don't looking at the graphics and looking at the thing running on like when they show the trailer, it says in game. I guarantee that's PS5 or Xbox or PC.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna look awful on Switch.
Yep.
I like my Switch or my Switches.
Hmm.
I just don't think that it's powerful enough to run a game like this.
I agree. 100%.
Like even watching my son play Fortnite on it, it's very choppy. It's not very good.
Hmm.
And for a game like Fortnite, you have to be able to run at a high frame rate.
Hmm.
So, with that being said, yeah, that sucks.
Yep.
Uh,
But
but
what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? So back to what we were gonna talk about in the beginning of the show. Which is just us talking about all the things that we've been watching lately. Normally that's our beginning part of the show, but honestly, not really a whole lot of news. So we just thought like, hey, let's talk about some things because it seems like we both watched something with not even planned out, but we both watched something over the weekend for the first time. And you have something as well that you watched.
I have two things that I watched.
Oh, ooh. All right, so
I
why
know.
don't you go first then?
I'll save the last one of the one we watched. So I recently watched Prey last week.
Okay.
Um, Great film. All the hype was there, and I'm gonna say spoilers now. I'm gonna try not to spoil it for anybody, but if I slip, it's because I'm old. Um, Great movie. I think out of the Predator movies I've seen so far, this has been my favorite. Besides the first one, the first one's such a classic
Mm-hmm.
movie. This takes place during Native American times, so uh, I really loved it, and I thought it was great. The
I
other
have
one,
not seen it.
you need to watch it. I mean, like I know we were talking this before. Alex does not like horror movies.
Yeah, this is in one of those. This is in like that subgenre where I'm just like I could watch this because like I've seen Alien. I've seen all the Alien movies except any of the AVPs or the newest Alien movie. Um, so and I've seen Predator and Predator 2 a long time ago. But like yeah, like because it's sci-fi, it somehow I can watch it fine.
Yeah, and I think this one is really good. There are a couple. I mean, I really liked it. I thought it was. I went into it without watching any reviews on it.
Hmm.
So I would tell you to not watch the reviews because the reviews are great, but I feel like you need to watch it for yourself.
Sure.
The other one, which is super shocking, was a Netflix film called Day Shift. Jamie Foxx movie about him being a vampire killer,
Hmm.
and he had been kicked out of this union of people that are vampire killers, and he has one chance to get back into that world because that has the best things like insurance, you know, pays the best.
Hmm.
So um, I watched that today while I was working, and I'm gonna tell you, wow! I actually had to take a lunch break today to finish it up because, which I never take lunches because it
Yeah.
was so good. Uh, it had everything that I wanted: guns, crazy vampires. Like they have different like levels of vampires of what they are. So it's not just a vampire. Like that one's like a spider, or it's this.
Hmm.
Uh, really cool, and Snoop's in it. I mean, can't go wrong with that.
Yeah.
Um, I'm just gonna go out and say it. Like this is probably the best Netflix movie I've watched in a while.
Okay.
The only one was the one that Mark Wahlberg did called Spencer.
Hmm.
That's the only other one I thought. And I watched that film like, excuse me, I watched that film 3 times. I will probably watch this more than once.
Yeah. Cool.
The last one, to be honest, I've been wanting to watch for a while, and it was Uncharted.
Yep.
So me and my wife were like, "Hey, we've got some downtime. Let's watch it." She thoroughly enjoyed it with no back history of anything.
Yeah.
And you can watch this without ever playing the games.
I agree, 100%. It's an origin story. It's kind of doing. So I watched it as well. Just out of the blue, randomly on like Saturday or Sunday, and it's weird because it kind of does Uncharted 1 and 3 and 4, like all into one film. Because when did the car thing happen? Was that 4 or was that 3?
That was 3.
Okay,
That
so
was actually the end of 3.
okay, so yeah, that happened. Um, let's see. The introduction stuff was kind of similar to Uncharted 1, like going to the boat and stuff, except they did that near the end. And then there's no Elena, so it feels very weird. But we did have a Chloe. Um, yeah, it's a really interesting film, and if you've never seen or played Uncharted before, you'll probably enjoy it. And even if you played Uncharted, it's not really Uncharted, but it kind
Right.
of is at the same time. Like it's just its own little weird bubble, and that's okay. I like Tom Holland as his character. I don't think he really does a good Nathan Drake per se, but he is a good fake Indiana Jones Nathan Drake. Um, Mark Wahlberg, I mean, he did his job. He did a fine companion. I don't know if he's a great Sully. Um, Chloe, I felt like was pretty good overall.
Yeah,
The
I like that.
villains and stuff were very interesting, honestly. But oh yeah, because yeah, they did the 4 stuff as well, where like they're all dressed up and like they went to a party. So like yeah, there it's everything from every game almost happened in this movie, and yeah, you don't need to watch anything to enjoy this. I thoroughly like enjoyed this film. Um, and yeah, I don't regret watching it. Granted, yeah, I watched it on Netflix, so I didn't pay for it necessarily. But yeah, if someone asked me to watch this again, yeah, I'd probably watch it again. Like it's not
I mean,
bad.
I don't think I would purchase it.
No.
You
Not unless it
but
was one of those like Black Friday deals.
oh, right, right. I've been very selective on my 4Ks I buy
Hmm.
anymore. I mean, the last one I legitimately bought was the Transformers 35th anniversary Steelbook 4K.
I bought
Um,
Sonic 2 last week.
yeah, I would. I I really want to do. I think I might get those just for the boys.
Yeah.
Uh, but you know, it was good. I mean, like I said, I don't know that I would buy this one. Uh, Now, granted, if there's any Black Friday sales on Ghostbusters, and they do like a box set with 1, 2, and 3 in it, I'm not talking about the one with the ladies,
Hmm.
the good ones. I would buy that. The last Ghostbuster film was amazing. So,
Yeah.
uh, I I liked the film for what it was. It was nice because my wife, that is not a gamer, got into it and was like, "I really do like this."
Hmm.
She even laughed a couple of times at the banter between the two.
Hmm.
So I think they did a good job, and they set it up for a sequel. So
Yeah, they did. Which is interesting. I wonder how. So as soon as I watched like the end of the movie and I saw like the sequel set up, in my mind I was like, oh, they set up for a sequel that's never going to happen. Because I really don't think they're going to make another one of these.
Probably not.
I don't know
Probably
how well it did box office wise. I don't think it did super great, but yeah, it just gives off that sort of vibe of like one and done. We're never gonna touch this again. Um, but yeah, overall, I would say it's honestly pretty good. If you have Netflix, you have some time to kill, go ahead and watch it. It's an enjoyable ride there.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Um, yeah, that's really all I have. I haven't really watched much either. Like I watched or I guess I finished Spectacular Spider-Man recently again because it was all on Netflix. Even though I own it on Blu-ray, like over there, I'm one of the lucky people who owns it on Blu-ray because you can't find that on Blu-ray anymore. You can only find it on DVD, and yeah, that show is excellent. I recommend anyone who likes Spider-Man watch that cartoon. It is a kids cartoon, but it's made by the people. Is it Greg Weisman? Like who did like Young Justice and like Teen Titan, like that, like the good DC stuff. Honestly, um, so yeah, I recommend people watch that because it's a very good Spider-Man show. The art style is kind of hit and miss, but overall, like the voice acting's excellent. The characters are excellent. And yeah, it kind of does a little bit of its own thing. And there's a cliffhanger because it never got finished, and
I hate
it's
when they do that.
because it never finished because of the whole Marvel uh buying Spider-Man TV rights, and then we got the Ultimate Spider-Man cartoon instead. So because of this cancellation thing, they're legally not able to ever renew this and redo it for anything.
I,
So
I will I will say the Ultimate Spider-Man best episode is the Deadpool episode.
isn't Nolan North in that one too? Or is that not him?
I don't know if that's him or not, but oh my gosh, that is to date the best episode because my kids used to watch that all the time, and
Yeah.
when it, when it came on Disney, I think is what it was.
Yeah, it was
I think
Disney XD. Yeah.
yeah. When it came to Disney Plus, I think it was on Disney Plus. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I went straight for that episode because it's so good. It's so weird.
Yeah.
It's not your typical Spider-Man because, and I don't think he even knew how to handle it because it's like Deadpool's insane.
Yeah, that show is interesting. I tried to give it a chance a while back, when it was first happening. It's that weird amalgamation of, hey, we have Agent Coulson here. He's our principal, I guess, and Shield is here and all this stuff. So we're the movies, but we're also not the movies. So I don't know where we're at here. And that's what I think hurt it the most is that it had to do movie things and not do movie things at the same time. I with rose tinted glasses and all that, I think Drake Bell at that time, I know Drake Bell, blah 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 now, but Drake Bell at that time was a good casting choice for Spider-Man Peter. I think he did a really good job as that. Um, he he's a jerk now, I guess, but yeah, um, 90s Spider-Man is awesome. That's all on
Oh yeah,
that's all on Disney Plus. I highly recommend people watch that because there's a lot of weird censoring things. It's really fun to look at because like they can't shoot bullets, so they have laser guns, and
yeah.
Spider-Man can't throw a punch. So if you see something, it's always him either using webs or just someone falling back. So like you never see the actual punch happen. Like there's just a lot of weird things like that. But
You can always watch the Spider-Man and Friends from like the '70s, the
that's
'80s.
true. Yeah, with I forget who's in it, but like yeah, there I watched some of that and because it was on
Iceman,
there.
Firestar, someone I remember.
Yeah, Iceman's there. Yeah. Um yeah, I forget. But anyway, um Yeah, Spider-Man's cool. That's how I'm gonna end this. Spider-Man's cool. Um, thank you so much for watching, listening, whatever you're doing with this podcast. If you, again, if you enjoy this, why not go to youtube.com/GetAgaming. You can find us on there. We post this on Fridays. Um, if you would rather have it audio because you think we're ugly, that's totally fine. We get it. We understand. You can listen to it on Wednesdays and on any of your podcast services of your choice. And if we're not on a podcast service that you enjoy, you know what? Go email them, go Twitter them, be like, hey, I want this podcast on here. Please make it happen. And maybe something will happen. Maybe you can do us a solid there if you really want us over there. If you have an Anchor account, I know you don't want to do it, but if you have an Anchor account, if you go to anchor.fm/GetAgaming, you can go there and leave us a voicemail, and we'll make fun of you. We'll do sort of Q&A. I think it'd be really fun. I think it'd be really cool. No one wants to do it.
I would love to do an episode of just Q&A.
Yeah.
Whether it be Twitter, Facebook.
Either that or, like, honestly, like, get a private room on Discord and just be like, all right, you got a minute. And, like, that's how Colin Moriarty used to do his stuff. Is that you'd be screened by people and then that would happen. But, yeah, I don't know. Q&As would be excellent. Just please, just bite the bullet and just make a Anchor account. If you just make it with a burner email address too. Just make the account just so we can have some cool voicemails. But yeah, again, post on Wednesdays, audio Fridays there on YouTube. That's all I got here. Ben, do you have anything else to tell the lovely people?
Get at it.
Get at it.